Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to Post Cologne. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of the fragrances I just recently added to my collection, and that is Lattafa Najdia. Alright, so Lattafa Najdia is from the House of Lattafa, and it is an Eau de Parfum concentration. I picked this up about 2 weeks ago. I did a first impressions video where I reviewed this along with about 6 other Lattafas, an Armagh, a Karl Lagerfeld. I'll leave a link down in the description for you to check that out. It was a good video, you should go check it out. Just click on the link in the description, but after you've watched this full video, of course. But picked that up about 2 weeks ago and I gave a first impression of this, and the more I smell this, the more I enjoy this. And starting with the presentation, really nice bottle. Nothing too special or crazy about this, but it is a nice thick glass. It's got this kind of leaf design on the front there. The camera can pick that up. Really nice bottle. Cap, pretty lightweight. It's got this kind of faux leather feel to it with the metal cap, and of course it's got the Lattafa logo sitting right up top there. It's nice and lightweight, but it doesn't have that kind of cheap plasticky feel. It probably is a cheap plastic, but it doesn't feel like that. So this bottle, really nice quality, very nice presentation. Atomizer on this, very nice. Oh, and I just love this fragrance. It's very fresh. It's very like aquatic with some sweetness to it and some spices mixed in there. Top notes in this are an apple, some lemon, some bergamot, as well as some like cinnamon that's mixed in there, along with some lemongrass. So it does come across sweet, but it's not overly sweet. It's got a nice blend of that sweet apple with some of those spices and some of those citruses right off the top. As this kind of settles down a little bit, we get more spices coming through. There's like some cardamom in here and some rosemary, which gives it like a little bit of a mint hint to it. Just a really nice balance between that kind of sweet and that spiciness. A lot of people have compared this to Invictus Aqua as well as Rosasi Hawass. I don't find this has that same bubblegummy kind of adolescent sweetness to it that Invictus does, and even Hawass to a certain degree. I'd say this is a little bit more of a mature sweet fragrance. It definitely in that neighborhood though. It has that apple note at the top that really comes through and makes this quite sweet. As this kind of settles down, however, that sweetness does kind of drop slightly and those spices really come through, and the aquatic notes. There is like a watery note in this mixed with some lavender, and so it gives it like a very clean, fresh aquatic mix mixed with that sweetness and with some of those spices. Just a really, really nice blend. It all kind of comes together. That sweetness tones down, those spices come out, and that aquatic feel kind of rides throughout the entire fragrance. Really, really beautiful. On the dry down, this is just magical to me. I absolutely love the dry down on this. Some of the amber in the base and like a sweet musk mixed with like sandalwood and some cedar at the base kind of elevate that sweetness just a little bit, kind of like ambery sort of sweetness mixed with that fruit sweetness. And again, with that spice, some of those woods come through, and it still maintains that aquatic feel throughout it. It's just a very nice, fresh, clean, sweet sort of fragrance with that hint of spice on it. It's a beautiful fragrance. I absolutely love how this is blended. It doesn't have any real screechy edges to it. It doesn't come across synthetic. For a $20 fragrance, this is a very high quality juice in here. The opening doesn't become like an alcohol blast or like you have to kind of wait for it to settle. It's just a really well-rounded fragrance. I really enjoy the scent profile on this, and it's just wonderful. I absolutely love this. Now, when it comes to the performance, that's where things get interesting. This was actually kind of a beast off of my skin. Performance, I got easy 8 to 10 hours out of this without a problem. I could smell it throughout the day. It's the summer here, and so that heat kind of activated it a bit. And I was getting whiffs of this all day, and it was beautiful. But the real power in this was the projection. This thing opened powerful. This was really, really pushing off. This was not abrasive, but it really pushed off. So I applied this before my girlfriend was coming over. I had to move my car so she could park. So I live in a condo. I went downstairs, parked in the basement, and then I came up through the elevator, down the hallway into my apartment. And about 5-10 minutes later, she showed up. I buzzed her in. As soon as she walks into my apartment, she just says, she's like, "Oh, that's you I smell." And so I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's just like, "I could smell you in the lobby, I could smell you in the elevator, I could smell you down the hallway." And she's just like, "And now that I'm in your apartment, that's all I can smell is you." So like, This pushed off like crazy. This was just loud right off the jump. And that lasted for about 2 or 3 hours where this was really pushing off my skin. So I got amazing performance out of this. This was a beast mode performer on me in terms of projection. In terms of longevity, like I said, it lasted at least 10 hours off my skin, did very, very well. So I was really impressed with how this performed. So on top of that amazing scent profile, the performance on this was absolutely stellar. Now in terms of when and where you should wear this, I think this is a perfect summer fragrance. I think this has like date night written all over it as well. It's a very, like I said, fresh, clean, sweet with some spices to it. It's got that aquatic feel to it. I think this just has summer vibes written all over it. But I think you could probably wear this all year round. I'm very curious to see how this does in the cooler days and the cooler months. Because it has that sweetness that's not overbearing, and it has that mix of spices to it, this might do well in the cooler days. I'm curious to try this out in the winter to actually see how this goes. But to my nose, with those aquatics and that kind of citrus at the top, it does have more of a summer vibe to it, but I think this could be pulled off all year round. But I definitely think this is great for casual wear. It's still, you know, got that playful side to it, but it's also a little on the mature side based on how that sweetness is toned down. And when I say mature, I don't mean like old man business suit. I mean, an older gentleman can wear this and he won't be accused of that bubblegum kind of sweetness, you know, heading to the club kind of vibe. It's a perfect balance of that sweetness. And so I think any age a person can wear this and they would enjoy this. I think this can be worn casually. I think this is just great for date night. I think this is a great date night fragrance in the summer. It does very, very well. Again, it's just got that beautiful summer vibe to it with that mix of all those scent profiles. So it's a fragrance for anybody. I think you can wear it anytime. Warmer months, I think it will do better, but fairly versatile, really good fragrance. All right, so if you can't tell already, I'm a big fan of Lattafa's Najdia. This is just a beautiful fragrance. The price point is where it should be. The performance is absolutely stellar on this. And if you like that fresh, clean, with a little bit of spice, aquatic style fragrance, I think you'd really enjoy this. This is just a perfect blend of the sweetness and the spice with that aquatics. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's very well rounded. I think anybody can pull this fragrance off, and I think you're just gonna walk around smelling absolutely delicious. Great on date nights, great in the summer, probably decent in cool days as well. So if you haven't checked it out already, I think you should. That is Lattafa's Najdia. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.